What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. And welcome back to another match reaction, and it's a loss. It's not a draw, so that's the breaking news. It's a loss. We lose 2-1 in the semi-final of the Supercoppa against one of the worst Milan sides I've ever seen in recent memory. They're like, you lose a game against a very poor side, and what makes it worse is that you look rubbish as well. You look rubbish. You look out of ideas, and you are dumb. As a team, we are a dumb team, you know. But before we get into it, as always, hit the like button. At least do that. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification on, and let's talk about it. As you know, I don't care about we're not winning the Supercoppa. I couldn't give two you know what about it. You know, it's a completely meaningless trophy. It means absolutely nothing, especially with the new format. It's just for money, and I don't care about winning the trophy. I just said in my preview, I want to see a good performance, and that is one of the worst performances of the season, and that says a lot. You know, we are a team. We're not a very good team. That's simple, and we're definitely not good enough to overcome stupid, dumb things like Locatelli tackling a player who is going nowhere with the ball. He's just running it out. He's running it out of play. He's going nowhere. After Savona makes a clear and good interception, Locatelli is like, you know what? Let me outdo you and actually get Milan back into the game. Absolutely for no good reason. Keep in mind, that was a shit second half from both teams. Like, both teams were horrible. Milan were horrible for 90 minutes. We had a decent first half, but the second half, it was just two bad teams facing each other off. And Locatelli decided, you know what, this game needs a 1-1. Like, we've seen it all season, basically, that we're not good enough, and what we're actually good at is getting opponents into the game for no good reason at all. You know, with the first possible thing that could go wrong, it goes wrong, and after that, it just escalates, like we've seen also so many times this season. You know, a ridiculous own goal from Gatti with Di Gregorio doing, I don't know what Di Gregorio is doing, to be honest. I have absolutely no idea what the idea was. And after that, it all was falling apart, you know, with some shocking defending from Gatti. It's just, we're not a good team. It's as simple as that. I was looking for a good performance, something, you know, you can try to build on, something you can take home to, you know, to the Torino derby next Saturday, and we're going to that derby, and we're probably gonna lose. Right now, if you look at that performance and the way we're playing, we're gonna lose that game. You know, individually, that was a poor performance. I think Imbangola played well. I think Yildiz did okay. You know, he scored that goal, but wasn't a lot involved, especially in the second half. Other than that, you know, I'm just looking around. I'm like, that was like Thuram. I thought Thuram had an okay game. Other than that, it was average and shocking, you know, from Vlahovic, who you probably need to leave in Saudi Arabia. Just leave him there, because I don't know what that was. I think he looked like somebody who just got told, going off, you know, walking on that pitch, you need to play football, and you're just gonna figure it out when the whistle blows. You're gonna see a football for the very first time. That's how he looks. Like, that was, it's not easy to say, but that's probably the worst game he's played all season. And that's, you know, like, and he played bad games, but that was absolutely shocking, you know, from him. That was just poor, piss poor. Colt Miners just bouncing around. I finally saw Colt Miners in the last 20 minutes when we changed formation a little bit. But other than that, he's just going through the motion, not aware of what's happening around them. It's just really bad, you know. That's the reality. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, we're closer to losing games than winning games. Now, the Fiorentina was kind of an outlier, big liner, because we should have won that, and we're not close to losing that games. But the other games, we're closer to losing those games than winning those games. And at the back, we're not good. Like, that's extremely obvious. That's one issue, because individually, defensively, we're not good. Kalulu is not a top player, and Gatti is definitely not a top player. He will never be a top player. Like, getting a contract until 29 is actually madness when he still has some value. It's just not good enough, period. But that's not the only issue. Like, the issue as well is we look lackluster. We don't look like you want to fight for it. And if they came out and they gave the vibe, everybody gave the vibe, like Gasperini gave the vibe that I do not care about the Supercoppa really. Then I'm like, I can see that second half, like whatever. But they really cared, you know, going from comments, they cared. And if that's caring, then we are in some serious trouble. If that's what caring looks like, it's worrying. You know, Gonzalez comes on, shocking performance. I don't know what bringing on Fagioli actually was the point in those final minutes. That's just strange to do. But yeah, absolutely nothing positive. The only positive is you have a week off. Like that's the only positive thing. You finally have a week off. The negative thing is you lost Conceição. I know they're saying it's a minor thing, but knowing this club, he's probably gone for like 2 to 3 weeks, which means he's missing 4 to 6 games. You know, and that's the biggest fear going to play meaningless games mid-season was injuries, and you know Conceição is gone, and he's probably gonna miss 3, 4 massive games, and that gives you one less solution to use, and that's definitely not going to help. You know, I'm not saying Conceição was playing at a high level recently, but he's always somebody who has said something out of the blue, which we are going to need in the coming games, because individually, or sorry, excuse me, as a collective, we do not strike fear in any team. You know, we didn't strike fear in a bang average Milan side. Like that was poor from Milan. Like, let's be honest, that was poor. Like really, really poor. We handed them the win, and we were actually shit as well. Like we were not good, and we still handed a very poor side 3 points or whatever, a win. I don't like whatever, because I don't think anyone Milan fan comes out of that game is like that's a good performance. But they have just a new coach. There are no expectations. Motta has been here for a couple of months now, 4, 5, 6, whatever, and that's what you cook up in a game that for you, according to you, is meaningful. I'm sorry, like I cannot back that. I cannot back that, because we're a dumb team. We're an absolutely dumb team. If you know you're not good enough to close out games, and we should have closed out that game early on in the second half when we had opportunities, and Vlahovic did what Vlahovic is doing recently, then you know you cannot make stupid mistakes. And Locatelli made a stupid mistake. That cost us, and then Di Gregorio added to it, making another stupid mistake, because that's unfortunate, Fangatti. That can happen, but the position from Di Gregorio was just weird, and even if Di Gregorio was positioned well, we were wide open. Somebody was going to tap it in for Milan, you know? So I think Di Gregorio was like, I need to do something, but he just overdid it, and you can see it. So, again, I don't care about the Supercoppa, absolutely not at all. Like, I couldn't care. But the performance I did care about, and that was, yeah, that's shocking. That's really, really, really worrying. And on top of that, you lose Conceição probably for a couple of games, and they're big games, and we're gonna go on a losing streak. You know, with the next games on, we're gonna lose a couple of games in Serie A. It's impossible we avoid defeat with these type of performances. But let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.